Hello everyone, welcome to Payment Tech Video. In this video we will talk about how we can create and configure storage space in Windows 10. For this video demonstration, I'm using Hyper-V Manager. As we can see, it's already installed. We do have two virtual machines already created, Windows Server 2019 and Windows 10 operating system already installed on those virtual machines. For this video demonstration, we will talk about how we can manage storage space in Windows 10. So we'll use our Windows 10. And as we can see, Windows 10 operating system already installed. So what we need to do first, we need to add multiple hard drives in order to set up and be able to manage storage space. So of course, this is just a configuration, but in the real world case scenario, you need to add multiple physical hard drive to your computer first, and then be able to set up and configure storage space. In the virtual environment, I'm going to use virtual hard disk. So in order to add multiple virtual hard disks to this Windows 10 virtual machine, first I need to turn off my Windows 10 virtual machine. Let's turn off. And then next we need to go to the settings of Windows 10 virtual machine. And what we want to do next, we want to add multiple virtual hard disks. So I'm going to go ahead and add VHDs to the SCSI controller. SCSI controller is already highlighted, and here we have hard drive already selected, and then click add to add multiple virtual hard disks. So here, as you can see, hard drive added, but we need to create and attach VHD to this hard drive. So by clicking on new, we can create new virtual hard disk. Here we can see the differences between VHD and VHDX. VHD up to 2 terabytes, VHDX up to 64 terabytes. I'm going to use only about 100 gig, so it doesn't really matter which one to go. I'm going to leave it as default VHDX, and then next, dynamically expanding. And then here, what will be the name of the VHD file and where would be stored, the location. So let's call it VHD1.vhdx, and then let's save it to this directory. And then next, let's say 100 gig, next, and finish. So what we did add one virtual hard disk to our SCSI controller. Let's add another. So we need to click on SCSI controller first, and then hard drive is selected, click add. So here we have the second hard drive. We need to create new VHD and attach to our second hard drive. So let's click new, next, VHDX, next, dynamically expanding, and then click next. So let's call it VHD2.vhdx, and let's store it into this directory. Next, 100 gig, next, and finish. Let's do the same for the third. So SCSI selected, hard drive, add, and then click new. Next, VHDX, dynamically expanding, VHD3, okay, so here we did add 3 virtual hard disks to our SCSI controller, and of course this is our original hard drive for this virtual machine that we installed operating system. So this is the original VHD, and here the new VHDs that we just created and added for this video demonstration to be able to create and configure storage space on Windows 10 virtual machine. So let's go ahead and click OK, and let's turn on Windows 10. Alright, so as we can see, our Windows 10 virtual machine is up and running. And let's go ahead and change the window to the full screen. And then let's open disk management. We can right click start menu, disk management, to show you guys the 3 VHDs that we just added. So I'm going to click cancel. Here we can see the 3 virtual hard disk. So anytime when we talk about the storage space, the hard drives must be brand new, basically no partitions on them. Because if we have any data, it will format, it will delete all the data. So make sure you're adding brand new physical hard drives. For this video demonstration, I'm using virtual hard disk to show you the configurations. So let's close disk management and we need to open control panel. So click start and then type control panel, and then we can go to the system and security. Here we can see storage spaces. We can also access storage spaces by clicking on start and typing storage space. And here we can see where it says manage storage spaces. If we click, it opens the same window. Okay, let's close in the control panel, system and security, storage spaces. Let's click. So on this window, as we can see, manage storage spaces. Use storage spaces to save files to 2 or more drives to help protect you from a drive failure. Storage spaces also lets you easily add more drives if you run low on capacity. So let's create a new pool by clicking on create a new pool and storage space. Click yes to continue. So again, here, be careful where it says unformatted drive. You might see formatted drive. You don't want to select the formatted drive. Basically, it has to be brand new hard drive. You want to be careful not to delete your data on your existing hard drives. If you have multiple other hard drives already attached to your computer where you stored some data. So it has to be unformatted drives. So selecting the unformatted drives and then create pool. In this case, I'm using these 3 new virtual hard disk added to this virtual machine. But in the physical environment on your physical computer, the new hard drives that you added to your computer, you can see them here, unformatted drives, and then you're selecting them here. I want to have all of them selected and create the pool. Name, storage space, what drive letter we want to assign, what file system we want to apply, and what type of resiliency we want to use. Two-way mirror. Here, as you can see, a two-way mirror storage space writes 2 copies of your data, helping to protect you from a single drive failure. A two-way mirror storage space requires at least 2 drives, and we do have some other solutions as well. Three-way mirror, parity, and simple, which is just a bunch of disks, multiple hard drives working together to expand the capacity. Does not provide any fault tolerance. Parity, if I select, here we can see parity storage space writes your data with the parity information, helping to protect you from a single drive failure. A parity storage space requires at least 3 drives. It is kind of similar to RAID 5, where we have striping with the parity bit backup. In case one of the drives fails, we do have the parity bits to reconstruct the lost data. So it kind of improves performance and provides some sort of fault tolerance. And if we take a look at the three-way mirror, so a three-way mirror storage space writes 3 copies of your data, helping to protect you from 2 simultaneous drive failures. A three-way mirror storage space requires at least 5 drives. For this video demonstration, since we have only 3 drives added, I'm going to go ahead and select two-way mirror. And the total pool capacity is almost like 300. We added 3 VHDs, each 100 gig. So because this is mirror, so 300 divided by 2, 150. So here we can see approximate 150. But what we can do here with the size maximum, we can put any amount we want. Let's say 4 terabytes, for example. And in the future, we can add more hard drives to your computer and add it to the same pool. But of course, right now, the actual capacity is up to 147 gigabytes. That's another benefit of using storage space. We can say up to any size, and then we can add more hard drives and add it to the same pool. Here, as we can see, a storage space can be larger than the amount of available capacity in the storage pool. when you run low on capacity in a pool, you can add more drives. Let's go ahead and click Create Storage Space. So here, as we can see, our storage space is created. So here we can see if we want to create a storage space, if we want to add more drives, rename the pool, optimize drive usage. So here, this is our storage spaces we created for the E drive. It is two-way mirrored. We set 4 terabytes. Here we can see view files, change, delete, and all the physical disks for this storage space. If we had other storage spaces, we should be able to see, and all the associated hard drives for that storage space. So if we had more hard drives, we could just simply click add drives and we should be able to add it here. But since we don't have any hard drives attached, so here it says no drives that work with the storage space are available. So return to the main page. Rename the pool. We call it storage pool. We can rename here. I'm going to cancel. If we want to change, here we can change the amount, what drive letter, what name. Let's cancel. So this is our storage pool name. So here rename pool. And here if I click change, this is the storage space. So we created the storage pool and then we created a storage space. So right now if I click start and then open this PC, here we can see our E drive. So if any one of these hard drive fails, we still have our data. If we want to delete, of course, first we have to back up our data from the volume and then we can delete. Simply by clicking delete, delete storage space. And storage space, it is kind of similar as virtual disk in Server 2019 when we create storage pool and then we have to create a virtual disk, and then from virtual disk we can create the virtual volumes. So here we can see again our storage pool and available hard drives. If we want to create a storage space inside our storage pool, we just click here, create storage space. So let's delete this pool and create another pool. Delete. Let's create. So here we can see the hard drives. Let's say the first and the second hard drive again has to be unformatted drive, no partitions, no data on it. So unformatted, we can see create pool. And this one, let's say this is RAID 1 or mirrored. And yeah, two-way mirror. So use the entire size, create. Okay, so 2 of the virtual hard disks created for this storage space. Okay, now let's create another storage pool. So we click here, create a new storage pool, and we can see the only hard drives left unformatted is this one now, create pool. And here, this is just a bunch of disks, for example, F drive, simple volume, no resiliency, it's just for capacity. And then here, let's say 4 terabytes. Of course, right now is up to 100 gigabytes, but in the future, we can add multiple additional hard drives and attach it to this pool up to 4 terabytes. Now let's click on create storage space. So this is our first storage pool, and here the second storage pool. On the first one, we set RAID. Let's change the name here as well. Rename the pool. Storage pool. RAID. Rename pool. And here, let's rename Okay, so this is our RAID storage pool, and this is our just bunch of disk. So in RAID, we have 2 hard drives creating this storage space. And then on just bunch of disk, we have only 1 hard drive creating this. And we set 4 terabytes. In the future, we can add more hard drives by clicking add drives and attach it to this storage pool. If we want to attach more hard drives to this storage pool, we can just simply select and then add drives. This is the advantage of storage space anytime when we talk about managing storage. So if I click start, type this PC or Windows E to open File Explorer. So here we can see our C drive, our E drive, RAID 1, and F drive, just bunch of disk. And we can see here the capacity. So let's say on RAID 1, if we want to change the capacity, let's close. Going back to the control panel, system and security, storage space. This was for RAID, right? So let's expand RAID. And then under storage space, here we can see RAID 1, we can click change. And here, let's say 4 terabytes. We must have hard drives up to 8 terabytes in order to have the two-way mirror. So we can have up to 4 terabytes. In the future, we can add hard drives. Let's change the storage space. So here we can see, if I click start, this PC, now our E drives, 4 terabytes. Just bunch of disk, 4 terabytes. But remember, the actual physical hard drive is up to 100 megabytes. We need to add more hard drives. Of course, in this scenario, I'm using virtual environment. So having all these VHDs on one physical hard drive doesn't really make sense, because if that one physical hard drive fails, all the VHDs will fail. This is just for the video demonstration and the configuration. So how we can create and manage storage space in Windows 10. Remember, in the real world case scenario, we are adding actual physical hard drive to the computer and then setting up the storage space. So again, how can we access storage space? Simply click start, type storage space, or by going to the control panel, system and security, and then storage space. So far we just created 2 storage pools, and inside them we created storage space for each pool. So this was a quick overview of creating and managing storage space in Windows 10. I hope this was helpful. If you have any question, leave it in the comment section. If you liked the video, please hit the thumbs up. And to see more tech videos like this, please subscribe to our channel. Thanks again and have a good day.